Okay. Okay, thank you guys so much. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for attending the July meetup. We know a lot of summer programs are currently running, so we totally appreciate you making time to come in today. So let's go ahead and get the show on the road. So our meetup agenda, we're starting a little bit earlier, about 15 minutes earlier. So we'll do connections, which you have already done. We have some announcements. We'll go on a high buzz, and then we'll break out into working group time. And as always, tweet it out. I am super, super excited. We are a brand new, newly formed team. Sam's gonna come up and shout every person out. So you guys know me, Kenyatta, the community manager. Let's have everybody introduce themselves, actually. So I, specialize in growing our community and making it inclusive, and also leadership development, and then, being awesome.
Hey there, I'm Anne-Marie Carruthers. My background, I've been teaching for about 7 years. Speaking of summer camps, I'm actually the head instructor for Black Girls Code this week. Which, thankfully, they're on a field trip at Motorola right now, which is why I'm able to be here. But I'm so excited to be a part of the Hype Chicago team. It's like my third week in, and this is by far one of my favorite jobs, my favorite teams I've ever worked for. So I'm so excited to be here and to meet you all.
Welcome.
Hola. Hi, sorry, I sometimes don't need the mic. I still have my CPS teacher voice. I'm Brenda Hernandez, portfolio strategist. So I look forward to working with you guys when the new RFP time comes later this fall and supporting awesome, great projects for the youth of Chicago and connections globally and just fun stuff. I'm really excited, my third week. So if I don't remember your name or what you do, please don't hate me. Yeah, so I'm really excited and look forward to working with everyone.
Hi, everybody. I introduced myself earlier, Sam Dyson, director of the network, and it is a real privilege to be with this awesome team to support you in your work. And I look forward to telling you more about that, actually, and how we're trying to do that. But my job is to ensure sustainability of our work and to engage the many stakeholders that the network has. And we also wanted to introduce our partners at the High Fun.
At the High Fun, yes. Maria Hibbs is not joining us today, but she's the executive director for Chicago Community Trust. Sana had her baby. Idris Muhammad Ali. It's fantastic. Fantastic name. Jessica is here. We stand up in the back. She is in charge of LRNG operations. And then we have Vanessa Johnson, who is also here, supporting grantees. And then we have a new intern, Ateas, right there, joining the CCT team. So, thank you. Make sure you're on the mailing list. I know all of you are, because how else would you have gotten here? Okay, and I just wanted to throw in a slide. Mozilla offers an abundant amount of resources, and I just wanted to make sure you knew that about this particular one. Mozilla has a web literacy map. If you go into the slide deck later on, you can click on the links, but it's basically a framework for entry-level web literacy for 21st century skills. It's absolutely amazing. It also includes like a curriculum as well. So if you want to start incorporating some of this into your programming, there's already a whole host of stuff ready for you. Sam?
Yeah, don't skip over that GIF too fast.
That
was good. That's good.
Okay, all right.
Some of you older folks will remember that from the days of after-school programs. Well, actually, is there a way to make those slides visible on the screen as well? Sorry, just one sec.
Gotcha. Good for you? Okay.
Great. So, my goal is to give you a bit of an update about where we are as a network and particularly as a staff. Some of you may have had an opportunity to check out this blog post, New Team, New Territory. And the goal of that blog post is really to articulate the way in which the excitement really that we have about stepping into some new territory for Hive. You might ask, is the work that we've been doing over the last several months, starting with the State of the Hive meetup in May to look back at our goals, our mission, our vision, is that taking Hive in a new direction? And I want to say clearly, no, it's not a new direction, but it is new territory. You may know that the network, as shared in May, is really a strategic partnership of the staff, represented by that upper right circle. We are all employees of the Mozilla Foundation. So when we refer to Mozilla, we're referring to ourselves. Mozilla is the steward of the network, but we are in a partnership with you, the members of the network, the organizations that represent the membership, and also the allies, the non-member organizations who have said we support what we're trying to do here together and we want to be part of that. And so I want to take a little bit of time to talk about our highest aspirations as Mozilla staff and how those aspirations connect to our highest aspiration as a network. As I said, this is a strategic partnership, us with you. And so in many ways, I'm trying to articulate what sits at that center point, that point of overlap between all of our interests, work, and passions. You may have seen this phrase before that Mozilla has posted, that doing good is part of our code. Of course, it's a little play on words for the nerds in the room. That the code we write, but also the code that we work by, is really about doing good. And in the conversations we've been having since May, we have been trying to make clear how Mozilla's mission connects to the work that we do here on the ground, and to update the Hive mission in a way that connects to and reflects that. But you may not know really that the highest aspirations for Mozilla really are aspirations not about a set of tools, not about the internet, not about Firefox, not about other collections of tools. It's really about aspirations about society, about the kind of society we believe is worth protecting, the kind of society that really empowers people to know more, to do better. This is a often stated quote of the woman who's her title is Chief Lizard Wrangler for the Foundation for Mozilla. She's the executive chairwoman of the board, Mitchell Baker, and she often uses this phrase. It's an aspiration that's about society where people have agency to shape their lives. And one of the key messages I think that we want to communicate through this process of reflecting on our highest aspirations and how they show up in our work with young people is that one of the things we heard from you in the feedback we gathered in May was we are still sometimes not sure how our work with young people that's driven by passion for equity and about justice through learning, really, how that connects to the internet as a tool. Isn't it just a tool? And I think one of the things we want to say clearly is actually the internet is not just a tool. That the recognition that we're trying to make is that there are some tools that are so pervasive in their use in society that they actually begin to shape the society itself. And those tools are ones that if we are not empowered to shape, we are not empowered to shape the culture which they influence. And I think that's one of the main messages that we want to make, that it's not just a tool, but as Brenda actually said in one of her interview conversations to become portfolio strategists, the internet really is a tool that's shaping a culture. And you should be empowered to shape that. And you should be empowered to empower your young people to shape that as well. So if you hear nothing else, I think really what we're trying to do is about empowering youth and educators to shape the thing, to shape the web that is itself shaping society. And if we only have a conversation about tools, I'm afraid we will miss an opportunity to really impact one of the tools so pervasive that it's taken, it has a more prominent place in our society. Think, for example, about the explosion of businesses that go from no income to billion-dollar profits built on the openness and accessibility of information online. Think about the way in which the open practices of the web have the potential, and in many of your programs are already shaping learning, the way learning happens. And think about the way in which social movements are being powered by the wisdom of the crowd that enable people who are otherwise disempowered to have a voice and to make that voice loudly heard. It's not actually just a tool. It is shaping our culture. And if we are not empowered to engage it, we will miss an opportunity. This is a message that we shared actually in May. The message was basically we have mission, vision, and goals that you see on the left. And we had some action statements as well, which were sort of, sub-points, things we felt we needed to do. This narrative was developed 3 years ago before Mozilla was the steward for Hive Chicago. So it was not developed relative to anything that I just said. And we felt like not only is it time for us after 3 years just to have a look again at our driving aspirations articulated in our mission, vision, and goals, but we ought to be able to see how it relates to Mozilla's mission. And so we've been in a process and are presenting to you today, both in sheets that are on your table and in the slides that I'm about to share, an updated narrative that connects to global Mozilla mission and a one-liner that describes Hive and that's shared across Hive cities, New York, Toronto, Kansas City, Chattanooga, Austin, among the cities that Mozilla stewards, Hive cities. And also mission, a vision, which is comprised of a few components and goals, and actually no action statements at this point. That narrative that we share with you, we got some feedback on, and you can see on one side of the sheet what people said to us. And we found that the narrative we put forward resonated with folks, but we made some adjustments to ensure that it resonates even better. And so we want you to hear that again to affirm together the narrative that articulates our highest aspirations locally and globally. So Mozilla's mission is to ensure that the internet is a global public resource that's open and accessible to all. Hive is a peer learning community for innovation in education. And when we came to you in May, we shared a version of a Hive mission that was different than the Hive mission we want to share today in two ways. One, it was part of a global Hive mission that we proposed all Mozilla Hive networks would share. But we also heard back from you something important, that the thing that, if you see those sheets of paper on your tables that have pie charts on them, when you look at the feedback that we got, all of the feedback showed that the narrative, different pieces of the narrative resonated with folks above 80% at the level of, yeah, it resonates with me a lot, or at least a little. But the mission was the thing that resonated the least. And so we talked to our Mozilla colleagues, and the decision was made that we need to adjust that mission so that it better reflects the feedback that we heard from you as represented in this word cloud, where you said, this is what we are about. And you can see that the biggest words are the words that were said most often, and youth is the largest word that was missing previously. So the mission that we are, with feedback from our advisory committee, proposing is that our mission is to create opportunities for teens that advance the promise of the internet for learning. You might wonder, what is the promise of the internet for learning? So we go on to articulate that in a vision. First, an opportunity statement. The promise of the internet for education is that learning is connected, that it is that's interest-driven, peer-to-peer, and that it needs to be relevant to young people's lives. To achieve that opportunity, Hive staff provide supports and incentives to drive improvement through innovation. And collectively, staff and you, our members and allies, we collectively solve shared challenges through intentional collaboration. That's what we collectively do. The problems we want to solve are important ones. That one, access to connected learning is not equitably shared among Chicago's teens. That more voices are needed to shape the future of learning, and that by shaping that tool that really is shaping culture, the internet, we can do that. And the spread, scale, and sustainability of innovative models that work requires a networked approach. That's our mission and vision. Our goals are the same as the goals that we had 3 years ago, because when we gave those back to you in May, you reaffirmed those as still resonating, with the exception of one small change. So and it's in the fourth goal, but just to read through these briefly, goal 1 is to enable equitable access to Hive Chicago opportunities by extending the network's reach beyond the youth we currently serve. Goal 2, we want to cultivate and illuminate network connections to create learning pathways. Goal 3, spark and sustain innovation and learning. And goal 4, the one with the slight tweak, previously read to ensure value. This changed version is to demonstrate impact, not just to establish the value of the network, but to demonstrate the impact of the network, of Hive beyond the network in support of our goals. So the last thing I'll say in closing is to connect this back. This reaffirmed narrative, we hope, provides a sound marriage of the highest aspirations we have in this room for the youth that we serve, and the highest aspirations of the steward of the network that wants to really protect a society where people have agency to shape their lives. And I want to speak just in closing about the challenge that we have as a staff. So this is a powerful and able team that will work to serve you, not so that your work can simply advance, to change its focus and begin now all of a sudden caring about the internet as the main thing, but to actually realize the ways in which we can empower you to do the work you do well even better by best leveraging the internet as a resource. When I started 3 years ago, there were many contributors, but the staff who contributed this were the longest, Elsa and Robert. Elsa, hi. MOFOs, by the way, refers to Mozilla Foundation, so we're not just, yeah. So what we really needed 3 years ago, we needed clarity. We didn't have a membership process. People did not know how to engage in the network. We didn't have a website. There was no blog space where people could engage with us as staff, but also communicate their work to others. Elsa and Robert and others contributed significant amount in establishing clarity for what we do. I feel like we should give them some love. And those who don't know him, Robert has now moved on to help establish the new hive in Austin, Texas. And Elsa is about to go to grad school. Congratulations, Elsa. I think what we really need now, we need some credibility. So I just poured a pretty tall glass of internet Kool-Aid for you. And we're not just asking you to drink that Kool-Aid. We need to be credible that actually what we're doing is about helping you advance your work with young people in a real and important way. That is an opportunity, if we miss, will really leave us less well off. So I think the final point that I want to make really is that our aspirations are clear, and your work is the thing that helps advance those aspirations in the real world. That without the work that you do with young people, the aspirations remain aspirational. And so I hope that you will believe that we are a credible team to help you make that true in your work with young people. Thank you.
Oh man, it's hard to follow that up. Okay, so, ooh, thank you, Google. That's good.
I have to apologize because I'm joining that global Hive team on a conference call right now, so I'm going to sit in the back of the room. So I apologize.
That's good. Can't do the other one. Sorry, Sam. All right. So, what Hive started doing as it, well, when did One Shot start? 2, 3 years ago?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think, and I was a part of Hive then, so I was a bad student because I don't remember. But so Moonshots began as a way for members to sort of work in smaller groups to address some of these challenges of what it means to be a youth programmer, or what it means to provide services for youth, of what it means to develop learning experiences that are equitable and that are interesting and that are captivating and that are in a way influencing the way youth learn, not just as youth, but for the rest of their lives, right? So in these moonshots, we wanted to be able to develop strategies together. And we can't do it as a big group, so we have these smaller groups with like-minded people, with like-minded interest. So Hive wanted to support, can we make this one bigger? Hive wanted to be able to support these groups of people to address these challenges, to sort of help everyone navigate what they were trying to achieve and to make things possible underground. And I think it's important to remember that even though everyone comes from different backgrounds, we have art institutions, we have civic organizations, we have science organizations, I think in the end, everyone's really trying to level the playing field for you. and to ensure that there is a sustainable, and I think sustainability is not always about money. It's about how do we maintain something working, whether or not you're there on the ground. It's weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so together with these moonshots, you're exploring solutions, which means that you are theorizing and you're hypothesizing, right? So there's the data group, there's the youth voice group, everyone's sort of addressing these different ideas. And because of all the changes that have been happening and all the great work you have done, we're sort of at a time when it's like, okay, what have we done? What questions have we sort of been investigating, and what do we want to start looking for now? What's sort of sparking our curiosity? What are our youth dealing with that we want to be able to address? It's not a bad place to be. It's actually very exciting. So here's sort of a crazy map of everything that the Hive Network has accomplished in its the last 3 to 4 years. So in the past, people were thinking about cross-organization relationships, right? How do we sort of better support each other? How do our collaborations become meaningful? And how do we start sharing assets? People were thinking about increasing student engagement. So it's how do we authentically create interest, and not just interest for the sake of like having the kids like us old folks, right? But interest in that they become authentically invested in their own participation. We were talking about recruitment, so outreach, partnerships. People were thinking about, well, how do we tap into CPS, right? But I guess maybe at some point we realized CPS is too big of an institution to maybe be as helpful as we would like. So I think throughout the years, we sort of keep addressing the same issues and sort of making them more concise or getting more specific and making our work a little bit more feasible. Which was another one that I thought was really interesting. When people were thinking about infrastructure and tools in the past, they were thinking about ways of like, well, maybe we can create a lending library, or how do we define connected learning? But now we've actually defined it, and programs are really living that idea of what connected learning is. So that goes to show in like a couple of years, people have really been able to address these challenges, answer their own questions, and develop programs for the youth, which is really great. So you guys are pretty amazing. So which means, so what are we gonna do now, right? What are we going to start looking forward to? Do we need to keep these same moonshots? Maybe. Do these moonshots have to keep asking the same questions? Maybe not. So what we're gonna have you do today is take a moonshot survey. I promise it's very quick. But what we wanna do is we want you to give us some feedback on what you think is possible, what you think has been worth it, and where you would want to, how you would want to move forward. Okay? So if you have access to a computer, please go to this bit.ly. Huh? Oh. Do it. 1 second.
Yeah, I just said don't open it up yet. no idea where he put this. I don't have access to it. Okay, so there were some technical difficulties. We're going to move this survey to right after High Buzz. So we're going to go into High Buzz right now. Sam is the only one who has privileges, and Sam is not in the room. So, oh, can you open it up, please?
Is it open? Is it open?
Let me flip this back over. Yeah, hold on, let me take this down for you. So you can have the presenter notes back up.
Yeah, do the High Buzz.
Well, that worked out well. All right.
Sorry about that.
No worries. We'll get back to that in just a second, and I'll stop hitting that. All right. So Hive Buzz just around the corner. I'm going to take a moment to discuss MozFest. Now, for those of you who don't know, MozFest is Mozilla's annual festival where we all come together to learn and do hands-on exercises to learn how we can wield the web for good. Now, to do that, right now we are looking for submissions for due August 1st. So these proposals are for sessions that can come from variety. Thanks so much. That can come from cover a variety of topics from digital arts and culture, youth zone, demystifying the web, as well as open science and journalism. So a variety of topics. What you can expect from that is for these sessions to have maybe 3 to 25 participants in your session, as well as working within small groups and having hands-on activities to teach varieties of topics that all have to do with how we can wield the web for good. So please check out MozFest. Anybody can submit proposals. We'd love to hear from y'all.
If you are submitting a proposal, I am available to help you review it or provide you some feedback or steer you towards people that have been at MozFest from Hive so that they can share some of their experience and help you sort of make your proposal more ready for Mozilla.
Perfect. Next, we're going to hear from Germania Solorzano about Make, Take, Teach Fair.
Hi, so we are desperately, at this point, working on the Make, Take, and Teach Fair. My colleague in the back of the room, Khadija, can you show everybody where you are at? Yeah, Khadija and I are going to be working with any organizations who are planning on participating in the Make, Take, and Teach Fair, which will happen on August 22nd at Northeastern Illinois University. We're working on getting lesson plans together for orgs today, and all the different, trying to get as much logistical information out as possible today, and we'll also follow up as the date approaches. Thanks.
Next, we're going to hear announcements from Julianne Krupa about team work study.
Hi everyone, my name is Julianne. I work at the Shed Aquarium, and is it spacebar?
Oh yeah, the next one.
Oh. Teamwork Study is a program that we've been running for about 20 years at the aquarium. Teams get a chance to come and have a paid work experience while still learning soft skills and meeting with experts around the building and exploring their passions. And I actually met an alumni of the program in the back of the room who now works for Friends of the Park, which is amazing. That's one of the main goals of this program, is to allow teens to explore their interests and career passions in science and technology related fields, but also to just develop interpersonal communication skills, customer service, things like that. So we're in the throes of our summer season right now, but we also run a school year long season where teens work on either a Saturday or Sunday. So I can tell you more and more and more about this program, but applications for the school year long are due August 1st. So if you have anyone that you think might be interested in applying, or you just want to learn more about the program, I'll be in the back of the room later to share more about it. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Next, we're going to hear from Jacqueline Perlman, my favorite outfit.
Hi, everyone. We just heard about Hive, and we're really excited to be here. Basically, what we are, we're a new fashion-based organization. We've been doing this for about 2 years, but now it's full-time. It really just started as a side project, and we're starting a new after-school program. You could see the explanation up there, but we're really just looking for any advice that anyone's willing to offer as we start.
Next, we're going to hear from Gina Grant on Minecraft and design process and civic issues.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about that. I know that's a mouthful, but we're excited to welcome back participants who have come to discover what we're talking about around Minecraft. So if you have youth or you've heard about the game but really have no idea what it's about, join our discussion. We're working on authoring a paper, and so we really need input and feedback. And our partners are Civic Artwork, so Zach Border as we bring in a civic perspective, and then Josh from 6A Studios as we think around gaming. So we have parents, gamers, educators, and really thinking around how we can address civic issues using the tool of Minecraft and the process of design thinking. So really looking at you being able to bring your own issue to this process. So please join us.
Finally, Steve Vonimo talking about iMathination Conference 2017. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Steve from Northeastern Illinois University, the Center for College Access and Success. There's a mouthful in itself. I'm continuing to promote our upcoming annual STEM conference for teachers. So in case there are any who are not familiar, it's called iMathination, but it is not just a math conference. It is a full-on STEM conference, again, focused towards teachers. This year, we're going to be having kind of 2 areas of focus at the conference. So the Friday will be a STEM maker fair for teachers. And Saturday will be slightly longer breakout sessions, more geared towards hands-on activities and lessons that will be done directly in the classroom. So what we're really interested in doing this year is kind of using this conference as a catalyst for more conversations between in and out of school educators and formal and informal educators. So if you're from an organization that has any kind of programming that you'd like to have teachers be aware of, in any of those settings, we're inviting any and all organizations, individuals to apply as presenters. We are looking to have our applications in around the end of the month. So please see me if you'd like more information. Otherwise, you can follow the link at chicagogearup.org. And again, if you'd like more information, I'll be at the School Hive Moonshot group. So thanks a lot.
Well, all the participants of Hive Loves just stand. So we're gonna do about 15 minutes. If there was something that sparked interest for you, please find that person. So that was Gina, Steve, Armania, Jacqueline, I'm missing people, Julianne. if you'll stand. So we'll give it about 15 minutes, find that person, get some more information. Those are fabulous projects that are happening. Gina's like, I don't want to. So we're gonna go ahead and kick off the High Bus section. So please engage those people. Those projects are absolutely amazing. And then right after that, we'll do the survey. Got about 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up the high buzz section. Make sure you exchange cards. There's amazing conversations happening. We don't want to stall those conversations. If you want to get right back into it and continue it, you're welcome to go out into the hallway. Or you can join us here. The survey is up and ready. If you are already seated, go ahead and start.
Okay. Hello again. You guys were so excited. It was like lunchtime at the cafeteria in school. Just a friendly reminder that we do need you to complete this survey. We use this information within our advisory committee meetings as well as a Hive staff to guide the kinds of decision makings we do for the whole network. So the more honest you are about your opinions and ideas for moonshots and the way they have been working, please ensure that you put those in there. It's anonymous, so we're not gonna like rat you out. Okay, so the link should be working. It's a bit.ly/HiveMSFB. It's a very quick survey. There's space for you to vent on moonshots, your love, your hate, your confusion. We'll give you about 15 minutes or so. It's a fairly quick but thorough survey. If you have any questions, just raise your hand. I'll come to you. Okay? Thank you. If you did not bring a computer and you do not want to do this on your phone, there are some Chromebooks on the table for you. Okay, so you can feel free to grab that and then just connect to the CPL Wi-Fi. It's pretty fast. It's a little creepy.
Be as thoughtful or as reflective as you want to be. I swear to God, in May, I looked at every single feedback survey. And like, there was like 70 plus, and your handwriting was interesting. And then I had to take those and put them in and like type them all. So I looked at every single person's feedback, and it was very meaningful. And we have to look at it. I love it. Yeah. I got some fingers. Yeah.
How's everyone doing on time? Guys, need a few more minutes? Yes, maybe 5 more minutes? Is that enough?
You make it that old school teacher thing. 5 hands up or 5 fingers up if you need 5 minutes, if you need 4 minutes, whatever it may be. Right. To say hi to her too.
I will not.
Like next step, so we do a deep documents trying to create one, and then we have to do two things at the end. And then coffee just goes right through me. That's very personal. Never mind, you can tell me this later. You can tell me this later. No. Whatever I eat, I ain't eating like diarrhea. I'm fucking 3 We're going to have you guys keep working through the survey, but we're going to continue on with a slide deck in the interest of time. Just a couple of more announcements. We need to announce that we will have in October 3 open positions on our advisory committee. So we first want to say huge thank you to Natalie. Where are you, Natalie? There you go. Natalie for her service over the last 15 months right now. So thank you so much. Also to Ashlyn, woo, for her service. Amazing. Thank you so much. And last but not least to Andrea, who had a small emergency, who was not here, but she was our youth voice moonshot leader, and we want to thank her as well. So thank you. So we are seeking nominations for those specific moonshot areas, which are youth voice, think tank, and parent engagement. So if you yourself would love to be on an advisory committee, or you know somebody who you want to nominate, the link is there. Please write it down and submit those nominations. The form is really easy and simple. It's just like who are you and why. Very simple.
When would this new
in October? Yeah. So this is beginning in October. This would be for a position beginning in October. Okay. So I'll give you a second. I know that's a very long, it's not a bit.ly, it's not very small, is it, right? I tried, I'm sorry.
we can email it out.
Yeah, if you email me and you're like, I got a person and don't have this link, just let me know. Last but not least, as always, community hours with any of the staff, not just me, from 12 to 12:30 right after the meetup. If you have questions that did not get answered and maybe you were feeling a little shy, you can come talk to us one-on-one. Community call next week on Thursday. It will actually be co-hosted, or co-curated, by me and Brenda. So please join in to continue the conversations that are amazing that happen here. And just a quick reminder, that's too much. A quick reminder about there's a Mozilla community call, which is happening on the 28th. I know it's a lot of calling on that day. If you had to pick one, of course us. And then in August, our monthly meetup, as well as a community call as well. I wish I did not have a MacBook Air right now. I have so many issues. Okay, finally. If this is your first meetup ever. Wait, what just happened? Oh, it was like high five moment. If this is your first meetup ever and you've never heard the word moonshot, it's okay. What you're gonna do is head to the back of the room. You're gonna meet up with Brenda, who's going to go over, kind of do like a mini moonshot 101. So, or if you've never been to a meetup at all or it's been a while, please see her. She's gonna go over what moonshots are all about and how to engage in conversations. And now, which I've deemed /fest, right? How great is that? Where you do projects for working group, you can lead discussions, you can continue conversations that happen during Hive Buzz, but basically, it's a lot of things happening, which is why it's now deemed /fest. So there'll be Moonshot working group time. I'm just going to introduce our Moonshot leads very quickly in each one. So for data, that is Ashlyn Sparrow. Can you raise your hand, Ashlyn? We also have Natalie, who is representing our parent engagement. We have Rafael Rosa, who's representing our School Hive connection. We have, who am I missing? Avery Coleman. He's in the back. He is representing Think Tank. And then we have Jackie Moore representing transportation. I'm like looking everywhere. Okay, transportation. And for today, if I'm not mistaken, for Youth Voice, we have a representative, Vanessa. You can briefly talk to Vanessa about what's going on with our Youth Voice Moonshot if you are interested in that one as well. Or yeah.
She got a little freaked out.
Yeah, she was like, what? And this is just a reminder. We love for the Hive Buzz section, or even for the working group times, for people to let us know what they're planning to present before each meetup. Slides for this have to be in the Tuesday, the week of the meetup, by end of day. They no longer come directly to me or to Brenda or to Sam. We've created this lovely system, so you just submit it and we got you from there. So just make sure you're meeting that deadline, which is Tuesday end of day. We love you though. And get on Slack. I'm actually in the process of creating a tutorial about Slack. We hear all of your Slack woes. So I will, actually, me and you, let's do that, okay? Teamwork, framework, I see you. We're gonna make that happen so that Slack is not a woe anymore. All right, let's get to work. Working group time.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up and yell for a second.
Yes.
Major Mom folks, Megan is not here, couldn't be here, but we're gonna engagement table, we have a Major Mom check-in, so if everybody's important on that, kind of stop by early on, that would be awesome. That's all.
Oh, Raphael.
Yes.
All right, so two things. If you're very focused, then I'll remind you to say a little quickly.
I'm working on this, and so is Khadija. If you haven't yet filled out a lesson plan for the Make Take and Teach Fair, but you're interested in participating, please see us. We'll kind of help you through it a little bit. And Khadija just taking the names in case you haven't already filled out the form. A lot of boards have, but we're still kind of pushing along, trying to get all the information we need from you, and also giving you the just talk a little bit about how we might reimburse people. So please see myself or Khadija about the way we able to share August 22nd.
And other broader school high things, I'm sitting over here, still trying to kind of get our footing as to the direction we're going. So if you've got questions, comments, issues in the moonshot area you want to talk about, come over to you.
In addition, I'm gonna make this announcement for Brenda. If you are really interested in doing a proposal for MozFest, Brenda is the one to see during this time as well. Okay, don't all run fast. Yes.
There will be a little bit of, this is Emma's only first day. And you guys are holding on partners on this project, and I'm sorry we have to take anything over, but I think it will be interesting to more exciting talking about how to reach our parents. Thank you. I'm excited. Oh, this is I thought you Who's there? Nice to meet you. Yes. So I'm doing this for like 15 months now, and I'm at a point where I'm trying to phase out. I'm trying to phase out. But ultimately, there are two kind of ways. Yeah.